those conversations can either go either way. It could create situations like what we saw the other day where people get hurt and injured and killed, which God forbid we don't want to see any more of that, regardless of how we feel about him, right? But then also what it could do is create conversations that lead to solutions that bring us together.
Yeah, brother, can you round
So I'm landing right here. I'd have been landed if I wasn't interrupted, but I'm landing right here. I haven't even been talking 2 minutes. Yeah, I haven't even been talking 2 minutes. I like to land right here. I like to land right here. You're not a mod. Whoever's talking right now is not a mod. It's not Brad. And Brad is allowing me to have this little bit of a moment, and I appreciate that. And I said I would make it quick so others can get out the way and get what they want off their chest. Only thing I like to do is the same respect, right? So despite all of these things, right? I agree with what's happening here in terms of the conversation. I know that it's a hard conversation for both people to deal with, black and white. There's just so happen to be a lot of black people, though, that I don't agree with, that are actually having empathy and expressing humanity for the same people that are saying, oh, things are just getting started, which sounds like a threat to me. When I say that man's ideology in the way, remember, shut the fuck up. When I said that man's ideology will be marred and remembered the way that it is, and another gentleman says that we're just getting started and making things like that, here's the thing. I'm entitled to my opinion. You're entitled to yours. What we should not do is create and say things that could lead to more bloodshed. If you're really not about that kind of action, let's not speak those things into existence. I'll land.
All right, thank you, Brad. Hold on, let me talk to Brad.
Can I talk, please?
Relax, bro. Relax. I got you. Let me speak to Brad real quick. Hey, Brad, what are your thoughts about?
I thought there was a cue.
There is, bro. I'm a mod. Relax. Jesus Christ. Anyways, Brad, what I'm thinking, tell me how you feel about this, is when it comes to the aspect of having when people give their submission, do you think about what maybe 45 seconds to 60 seconds to kind of keep things moving in response?
Yeah, we're gonna do this. I also don't like having cues a whole bunch. I like having the back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that's what we were doing. I could have talked a long time ago.
Well, yeah, I was making sure some people were getting through. But we'll go to you, dude. Like, chill. Miracle. I listen to everybody. Like, trust me, I've been in Clubhouse. We've done this dance before. I've listened to everybody. But yeah, we'll after Miracle, we'll give it a little bit of a popcorn thing and allow people to interject and go through. Because I've read the comments. The last 2 speakers have said a lot of things that a lot of people are just like, when's the pushback? When can I go at this? So we're gonna allow it. So here we go.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do the 30 seconds. That's why I wanted to do the 30-second thing, because I want to give people a chance to push back, because I know a lot of people want to push back on some people's submissions, and I just so won't be like someone's giving their own submission, and it's a response to that submission. Let's kind of keep it about 45 to 60 seconds, guys, when you're making your response, okay? But you guys got it. Go ahead, Amir.
Thank you very much for giving me this platform. Very quickly, the black community, this is their problem. This is the biggest problem in the black community. Accountability. You see that word? You see that word accountability? You see that word accountability? Accountability is such a strong word, because accountability holds you responsible for your own self and also improves your self-development. If you can't hold yourself accountable, and if you can't let others hold yourself and hold you accountable, then you're just going to be a broken society. Charlie Kirk, everything he said about the black community was 100% right. Do you know why they call him racist? They call him racist because he's a white man. It's like when a mother is told by another mother that her kid is not doing good things. A mother doesn't want to hear that from another mother. She doesn't. It's not going to sound right. She's going to get defensive, obviously. So when you tell them, hey, you guys need to fix up. Hey, you guys are committing most of the murders. Hey, you guys are getting killed by cops mostly because you're committing most of the crimes. It is a fact. The stats prove this. Don't get emotional. Try and change. That's the things you need to do for self-improvement. And I've said it on other rooms, and I've said it in other social media platforms. After Charlie Kirk's death, it breaks my heart to say this, because I live in America as a black person, even though I'm an African, but they see me as a black person. It breaks my heart to say this. Black people in today's America are the most racist and the most hateful group you can ever meet. Because the fact that people are finding an excuse for this man to be saying he's a racist, a man of 31-year-old that just lost his wife, had 2 infant kids. The fact that you're justifying that because tell me anything about systematic racism when Africans and other immigrants are coming from other countries with $0 and they're becoming successful in your own country that you've lived in and you have government benefits.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, we got you. I know. I already know people gonna come on. But yeah, I got you. I know.
No, there's a lot of couple other people go ahead of you, so there's all the people that have been waiting.
I know people want to respond to it.
I want to come back to that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to give people 45 to 6 seconds to respond to him. Please do not make it too long. Okay. Respond to him because I know that's something that's going to be individuals. Okay. So people that want to respond got 45 seconds. Go ahead. Nobody wants to respond to it? Okay.
I don't. I want to go.
Okay.
I will respond. Let me know when I can speak.
Absolutely. Okay, no 30 seconds.
Wait.
Sorry, Nancy.
Hold on.
And please do not mention anything about me not being American to diminish the debate. That's such a lazy
You're
argument.
just anti-black. It doesn't matter American or not.
Can you let
Because I'm telling you the truth.
Hey, so I'm gonna let Captain Anson go so he can go ahead and give his part. He was the first, maybe his voice is there, and then we'll move on to the others that chimed in and said they wanted to go. Go ahead.
I've been listening for about an hour. I came into the room to try to find a path forward, to find some form of consensus that what's going on is so wrong on both sides of the aisle. And I have not heard a single thing that promotes that approach, which is so typical of our country today. I'm ashamed of it. I despise over it. And it's the worst that I've ever seen in my 83 years. And it's a crying shame that we can't have constructive conversations about the path forward rather than all the crap I've been hearing from both sides in this room today.
Thank you. 45 seconds.
All right, brother. And to everybody on here, first and foremost, the first thing I sat here and said was, we hate to have anybody lose a life. Anybody. That was what I said first and foremost. So for whoever's sitting there trying to sit here and say I'm trying to blame or anything like that, no, I'm not. I want you to understand something. Every man is in control of his own life. But depending on how we were raised is going to determine how we grow up and how we deliver our message. Now, he just happened to be a person who was sitting there delivering a message of white superiority. Whether you want to look at it as any other way or not, he just said it in a smarter ass way to say it. Everything in life evolves, and that includes racism and segregation as well. It was a time that he just sat here and said if he had to see a black pilot, he would question does that black pilot got his credentials, but he wouldn't say shit to the white one. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's still a form of promoting racism. And
That's what I said.
And black folks can never be racist. We can be prejudiced as well.
Yes, you can be racist. Yes, you can be racist.
Let me break it down.
Let him land.
Let me break it down.
Got a couple seconds. Let him land.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, when you talk about racist means a governing body hates somebody for a particular reason. Now, prejudice is when somebody does something to you that makes you hate them. There's a complete difference. We were hated just because of our fucking skin tone.
And
We hated the people that beat on our people because they beat on our people. It's a difference, bro.
Okay, thank you. We got to wrap it up, my good man.
Let me finish this. I'm just saying this part right quick. We can never be racist because we were never the governing body when this country became the United States of America.
All right. Thank
Look at
you.
what you're saying, man. Look at what you're saying about the solid side.
It's
Man,
my
you have
time.
become...
Hold on. Wait. Miracle.
What happened when Obama was president?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I gotta go to queuing. Okay. I don't know if Brad wants to have the back and forth like that. I'm just trying to make sure there's some type of.
If we can do it in an orderly, like you make your points concise. Like we had a couple long-winded speakers, and I'm long-winded. KK's more long-winded than I am, but
What's going on, KK?
Shut your face, bro.
Can I just give an update, guys? So murder charges have now been laid on the killer. Brad, I back-channeled you and put it in the chat.
What happened? Charges?
They've now laid murder.
Yeah,
They've now officially laid charges.
Yeah, the charges are now aggravated murder, so they can seek death penalty. Utah, ironically, has death by firing squad, so that's actually an option on the table right now. So that's kind of ironic in a weird way. I mean, you may get it. This individual is going to be probably put to death. There's
cut his head off. Cut his fucking head off.
Go ahead.
Can I ask one request, Thomas and Demise, real quick?
No.
Just one request. It's not. I don't even want to host that section. Yeah. So the gentleman that spoke earlier about the stats,
I think he said queuing
next.
next.
That's all I asked.
Yeah, so, again, I don't know why people have to keep reiterating sentiments about assassination. What I see people talking about is the fact that what he'll be remembered for definitely varies, right? Because he was divisive. And he did not. It's not like he even served the country. It wasn't like he was in the military. He didn't do great things. What he did was he introduced the same type of tropes about minority groups that were said a generation ago to a new generation. There is nothing new he communicated to the world. All of these criticisms that he issued against women, issued against gay folks, issued against, quote unquote, the Black community. These are all the same tropes that were said by his grandparents a generation and a half ago, when Black people were finally becoming able to participate in this economy fully and participate with their full citizenship rights in this country, period. As it relates to birth and your child finding Christ, I just want people to understand that the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan was a Protestant Christian organization.
Hey, stop there. Like, I get really...
People cannot believe... You can't believe...
Hold on. I feel a certain type of way when kids and spouses get brought up. This room's not really about that. So if you're going to say about his son being converted to Christianity, I'm happy for him. If that's what his son wants or his child and he's happy and you have no words you need to say on that. I don't care what your opinion is. I don't care where you're going about the Knights of Columbus and the KKK and whatever fucking dogma you're about to go down. I don't care. His kid has nothing to do with that. So don't make the correlation there, because then I'll just move you down to the audience and you'll stay there for the rest of the day. Because I'm not about that. I feel a certain type of way about that shit. Everybody knows that.
All right, just stating facts and
it's not facts.
So that we don't forget that professing Christ, but then advocating for
again, you're coming close. I don't care how you're going to passively try to tightrope it. I don't play those games. I'm not about that. I would suggest just stopping, changing course, and leaving it there.
Right. So then I'll shift then. We will remember him. We will remember him saying that when Paul Pelosi was attacked, that a real patriot would bail his attacker out of jail. We will remember all of those things because these are all of the things he said. You know, this is not a uniter. This person was a divider. And even to his last breath, the thing that was in the forefront of his mind that he wanted young people to know is the same tropes that were said about Black people a generation ago. And I think that's the reason why people aren't really playing his words, because they know that this is what he'll be remembered for. Again, nobody's talking about the fact that he was killed. Nobody deserves to be shot. As a matter of fact, I'm like, well, maybe the answer for school shootings is people need to put cameras in classrooms so that they can see what their children are being subjected to when people bust into their classrooms and shoot them in the head, right? Because maybe then people will feel as passionate about the risks we continue to choose to put our children under as they're feeling for this internet influencer who was very well paid to divide people. And I'll land it.
I thank you for your submission. I'm gonna let you. I just want to respond to it as well. So I'm gonna let you ask a question. People get the chance to respond. We have a conversation. My thing is that I always, again, when I hear these things, I always find it fascinating. Someone can say something, and then people get two different interpretations for it. And remember the game telephone? It's when people will sit back and pass around clips, and then when they start to regurgitate those clips, it's not what was the original soundbite. And I'm not directing that at anybody in particular. It's just always find it fascinating. Like, people can listen to one thing and then take two different things away from it. And I wonder if there's anything we can do about that at all. But I'm gonna let Miracle jump in here.
I feel like Chris Rock said it. Chris Rock said it best.
Hold on, Miracle. Let me respond to Thomas.
He actually passed the mic to Miracle.
I feel like you should wait for me, then respond.
Yeah, you should let Miracle go, then we'll go to you, King.
Yeah, I feel like Chris Rock said it best. If you want to, and this is so embarrassing because it's African American. If you want to deceive an African American, you put it in a book. People don't read. People don't actually genuinely sit down to listen to the debate, genuinely without emotion, to listen to both sides, hear concise arguments, and make conclusions for themselves. People don't do that. Because if I ask any of these people that have said he's divisive, that have said he's racist, tell me specifically, word for word, what he said was racist, what he said that was divisive. I promise you, it will come down to, like what someone said, your interpretation, your own personal emotion, and you're now generalizing it to the whole Black community, poisoning the water. Stop it.
Do you want me
Stop
to
it.
answer?
I agree. That's actually, I've been thinking the same thing.
You guys have to stop this. You have to stop making personal problems general problems. Stop spreading this hate. Please, I beg you. You're going to cause us
Let me know when I can answer. Let me know when I can answer, Brad. Can I respond to this person?
Can you answer
So,
in way?
one example that I found truly ridiculous. Again, these were not in the context of a debate. These were in the context of his actual show, because we know that he had several platforms.
Give us specifics.
Can you let her talk?
Sure. So, one of the Tuskegee Airmen, an 80-year-old, 90-year-old Black man, was given honors for leading the Tuskegee Airmen and as a pilot. And in response to that, this is when he brought up the fact that when he sees Black pilots, he becomes worried and concerned.
You're such a liar. You're such a liar.
Fucking record, bro. You asked me to tell you.
He said that about DEI.
This was in the context of that man being awarded. That's how the topic.
Nobody believes these lies, right? You can't. We're all educated. Like, we all know what you have. I'm sorry.
And we all have YouTube, and believe me, people are reviewing the record. Okay? So,
Liar.
don't gaslight. Don't gaslight us. Like,
Gaslight who? Gaslight yourself.
But you just,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
let her finish and then we can go over it.
Again, like I get it because I have a 21-year-old, and when he was young, he would listen to all of this social media nonsense and play video games, and so I heard the way that people talked and the reason why Black young men probably don't feel any kind of way being called nigger or having racist stereotypes applied to them, because this is all y'all did, playing video games with these weirdos online, and so you think it's like normal, right? You don't.
Just let her land. Just let her land, and we can move on.
She's already crashed this plane, and I'm fed up with her long after.
Can you land?
Recognize.
You're a blood council victim.
Hey, hold on. So, King, stop. Like, your quick responses are going on, and you're pancaking points. So obviously there's a lot of animosity based off of what you said. So I'm going to stop you there, and I'm going to allow some of the gentlemen. No, people. It's not that people don't have trigger. I just don't need your sermon on the mount to continue on, and then you can have a discussion. That's the problem. Is that you brought in a lot of things that I'm even going to say are incorrect. Again, why are you talking? You have this problem in every room. Every moderator has the same problem with you. It is a you problem. It is not a race problem. It is not a female problem. It is a you. Okay, here we go. Then we're going to have this. Now we're going to settle that way. It is a you problem. Every room you go into, you have a problem when somebody wants to push back or hold the room and have a debate or a discussion back and forth. You will go on long narratives, you'll have pancake points, and then you get angry and upset and talk over everybody else who's trying to interject on the points you made or get clarification on anything. Even the people that are on your side can't sit there and help you because you don't. You get mad at them and go through. I am just tell you, shut up, let them respond to it, and stop reacting, because you are not the main fucking character today. It is not your day. It is Charlie Kirk's day. We're going to give it to him. We're going to give it to the high schoolers. We're going to give it to Arena, who was stabbed on a fucking train because we couldn't fucking put away some degenerate who got 14 times arrested for assault and a variety of other shit. We have problems. There was a school shooting yesterday, and that fucking guy was radicalized on fucking line. That guy should be dragged behind horses until his skin falls off his body. But we have a lot. You are not the main character here, so agree with that.
Excuse me. Yeah, I just wanted to give a little bit of clarity, and maybe which is becoming really dangerous in this type of conversation is people only hearing what they want to hear within their own echo chambers without actually going outside of their own walls and environment to really understand what the actual context was. So you think this shit's funny, but when we're talking about this particular, the Tuskegee Airmen, etc., if I see a black pilot, it was the context was DEI and corporations making those type of decisions. That's exactly what it was. He said being made to react that way because he took policies adopted by major companies regarding the ethnic minorities that less qualified people would be given jobs with significant responsibilities, including airline pilots. And he was trying to share that as an example. This is the reality the left has created. So thank you very much for your attention to this matter.
Funny enough, I was actually going to say almost the exact same thing, but I'll start off by going back to Miracle's point, because I do think it is a very valuable thing, which is I think people are trying to, like, the debate, the reason why there's so many people saying, oh, he was such a bad guy, is because there's an attempt to, I think, I don't say rewrite history, right? Like, people have different narratives, and rather than have the debate about all the different things that were brought up that Charlie Kirk would talk about, if you can paint him as just like a racist, homophobist, whatever it is, to just you essentially can successfully now write him out of the conversation entirely. I'm in the middle. I don't interrupt people. I think there's an attempt to like write him completely out of history, right? Because if you can ist him in some way, shape, or form, well, obviously he physically can't respond anymore. And historically, right, like we don't have in society have a place for that, right? Like we do write those people out, and so if you just proclaim it, then everything that he was associated with is gone. But to Miracle's point, I think a lot of it is just declarative without actually addressing the ideas. And I don't know if what we just saw was Amon Bailey. I don't know if it technically counts as Amon Bailey, but it felt like it, which was, again, Miracle said, give me an actual thing. And then someone brought up this, said, oh, well, what about the Tuskegee Airline thing? And the Tuskegee Airline, too, I don't know who just said that, it was not the issue at all. He never said anything disparaging about the Tuskegee Airline, Tuskegee pilot. It had nothing to do with that. He was bringing up issues of DEI and jobs and pilots. And look, you might even disagree with him on that. That's fine, right? But to bring it up as a topic of conversation doesn't, I don't think, immediately make you an ist, right? Like this is the problem I have is ultimately Charlie Kirk was a milquetoast conservative. And so he was the I'm going to debate you, bro. Right? He was the I'm going to come to a college campus and talk to people. And if you can't tolerate that, then we have a real problem. Because again, that's like the vanilla version of conservative ideas being spread, right? In fact, one great quote from him that I saw, which I wish was getting spread more. I see a lot of people on the left talking about his stance on guns or whatever. But somebody asked him, hey, why do you do this? Why do you come to college campuses to have debates? And his response was, because, I'm paraphrasing, essentially, he said, when people stop listening to each other, bad things happen. He said, in a marriage, if two people stop talking, bad things happen. That leads to divorce. And in a society, when people stop humanizing each other, when they stop looking each other face to face and having difficult conversations, bad things happen. Essentially, what he's saying is debate and conversation is what guarantees, or not guarantees, but what stops violence from happening. And so I think it's really ironic then that the response is, again, violence and by the way, shut up, he should have, he had it coming anyways, right? The whole point is, if you can't have conversation is the step before violence. It's how you mediate things without violence. And that was his brand. And I think it's really weird that brand, I think it's really weird that brand, the idea that the conversationalist celebrating the idea that is the brand that is gone, then you're just sort of acknowledging and admitting, actually, no, we do want the violence. The end.
Okay, you want to respond? You want to respond or you just want to make noise, bro?
No, I'll respond to one.
All right, go ahead.
Well, you can't live on division and hatred and expect love and peace.
What did he say that was divisive?
Everything you said.
Again, let's go into a specific one.
Everything you said.
This goes back to Miracle's point. You can't just declare it. You gotta give an example.
Doc, there's no education amongst them.
I think you're divisive now, right? I mean, it's like you can't just declare it.
They don't know. Like, they just say stuff for emotion and think it will hold on, or people will be.
I think they believe it. I think they believe it.
Nobody's scared of the word racism anymore. Nobody's scared of it.
All you've been doing is saying shit with no motherfucking back.
I just quoted him. I gave you a quote of what he said. I'll give you another one. I'll give you another quote. No, I'll give you another quote that I saw recently. I'll give you one more. An LGBT person went up to the stage and said, for the record, do you hate LGBT people? And he said, and there's a video of this, he said, no, I don't hate any group of people. This was almost verbatim what I'm quoting. He said, I don't hate people. He said, I may disagree with your lifestyle choices. I do believe that, marriage is between a man and a woman, and I don't agree with your lifestyle choices, but I do not hate any group of people. That is a quote that he said in public in front of 1,000 people.
The debate. I'll play it right now. I'll play some shit right now. All right? Real shit. All right?
I want to hear him say, I hate black people.
No, you're going to hear what
Here's are black. These are blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders. They commit more arsons. They commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population, and they commit 15% of all the murders. Okay, let's talk about it. These are obviously racist claims, but I will respond to them as if Charlie Kirk were a reasonable person. Black Americans.
Well, no, stop again. Now someone else is talking, right?
Yeah, just 38% of the population is black.
We gave you facts and
Okay. What about that?
That was a projection.
Hold on. Why was I
started talking. It was an analysis, and then the question is,
it's literally hold on. Let me tell you what's happening. It's literally somebody with the data and the stats right there debunking line for line everything they said.
You don't know the data.
No, I do know.
Even if you got the data wrong, wait. Even if you got it wrong, stop. I'll even grant you that he's wrong on it.
Go ahead. The mod is talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, relax. I hear what is being brought up. I want to hear it one at a time. I'm going to just say this, and y'all can get back at it. Even if he got the data wrong, that does not mean he's a racist. That just means he's ignorant. That's all. But y'all carry on.
Exactly what I was going to say. Even if he's wrong on it.
This is what racism is. Racism is a personification of ignorance and fear. Okay? And this is what he is. He was ignorant and he was fearfully wrong. And he was not just wrong on a small thing, he was wrong about a big margin. Because if you look it up, which Miracle did not challenge Miracle earlier to produce the facts about Black Americans being in jail and everything else. If 37
African Americans. Wait, King Gay is speaking. Everybody quiet.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
So, I don't want to interrupt the conversation. I just want to make a point out. What your definition is racism is in a whole, all true, all to everything. So what you're consuming with your hearing action is not in fact.
Okay, so let me.
So the point of what I was saying is literally that I challenged Miracle earlier in his submission. His first submission. I challenged him earlier and said, produce the facts of what you're saying about Black Americans being the majority of the people that are in prison.
Okay, let me ask you a question now. I accept your.
No, can you answer the question first?
No, you're not gonna tell me how to accept.
But can you answer? No, this is where your statements. I'm asking
is it that you accept my exception or you don't accept my exception?
No, I don't accept anything other than the answer to the question I just asked.
Right, so you're not ready for a cordial conversation.
No. I'm ready for a cordial conversation, which would start with you answering the question I asked earlier. So, do you have the facts?
Are you going to listen to me? Are you going to listen?
No. Do you have the facts? I will only listen to the facts.
And I'm about to give you the facts. Thank you very much.
So then do it.
The African Americans disproportionately commit more crimes than white people. Yes or no?
No.
No. Yes or no?
No.
What?
No. No.
Huh?
No. No. Now produce the facts.
A lie.
Now produce the facts. Now produce the fucking facts.
White people or black
people. Let me produce the fucking facts.
Who is more likely to commit more violence?
No. See what's happening here on the stage? I just want to demonstrate for you. This is the reason why I'm about to be a little disrespectful.
You see,
right? So here's the thing. I asked this clown for facts, right? He's asking questions of shit he doesn't even fucking know about. 37% of Black Americans are in jail, Goofy. 57% of them are white.
More white people than black people.
58% of those 38% get exonerated for violent crime, Goofy. You don't even know that shit. Listen, look at the Bureau of Prison stats and what it look like.
You're too emotional.
Your man.
No, I'm just tired of you trying to overtalk saying shit pulling out of your ass. And then when challenged, you get into this power shit. Yeah. So look, check this out, guys. Check this out. Miracle, you have no fucking facts. You have no value.
I got facts too. Stop.
That's
my facts.
90% of time.
Hold on. I didn't say continue off of him. I didn't say anything. I said stop. We can have a debate. You can have the discussion back and forth. But you can't keep screaming over because I have no idea what you're talking about. And some of you are throwing numbers, like you got some like kind of cook or whatever that you're eating on this fucking shit. And I'm telling you, some of your numbers are on both sides.
That is
a little bit.
I rape kids. Why do you rape kids?
Yeah.
More than anybody, you know.
I would just like to see the numbers. I have the numbers.
So I
have the numbers.
Stop fucking doing this shit, man. This is the problem. We can't have the discussion because guess what? You're screaming, he's screaming, and then you had some moron going, white people like to rape kids. Like, that's literally what was going on the stage. That's not the conversation. That's not how to have a conversation. Like, I'm going to be honest with everybody in this fucking room. This is why I hate the fucking race talk. Because it's one side versus the other. You know what? There was a fucking black guy stabbing a fucking Ukrainian refugee. I'm not even from Ukrainian refugee. Stop. I'll move you down too. I don't equate that man with black men. I don't. I call him a piece of shit. He's a degenerate. I don't look at him any other way other than 50 shades of fucking filth that needs to be buried. And if you have a problem with that, you call me racist because some fucking 100, 200-pound guy picked on a 100-pound fucking girl and stabbed her in a car, and her final moments were crying as she was bleeding out, dead, dying in a fucking subway. I don't care. You can call me racist. The same way I can sit there and say, hey, Trayvon should be fucking alive today. I agree with that. I think Trayvon should be here. I don't agree with Zimmerman on that shit. I can say this for a host of others because I can look at it and have critical thinking and not be worried that I'm looking through the lens of racism. But if you guys want to have the racial one, instead of saying, you know what, there is something fucking wrong with colleges. There is something wrong with our youth today. There is something wrong with people not being able to have a discourse and a discussion because we are actually raising fucking bad people. We have them in our society. Black people, you have them. 20% of your population has degenerate. White people, you have them. 20% of your generation has it. The Asian, you got 20%. I don't give a fuck. I'm just throwing a number out there. Hispanic, you've got 20%. And tacos. So, like, you have this shit. Every group has degenerates in them. Like, stop being so like, oh, we're more pure than this group or this group. And I doubt anybody can measure who is the best fucking father on the planet. You know what? Any man that is with his kids, providing his kids, raising his kids, is father of the fucking year. That's my take of the book. I don't give a shit what color you are, what race, what culture you are. If you are a dad, if that kid goes dad, then you are father of the fucking year. Because there's a shit ton of fathers. What we have a problem in this society is a very few limited number of dads these days. So, men, continue with your argument, but at least approach it with some civility, some decorum.
Brad, the only difference really is you said everything, and everything you said was right, but the only difference is only one group of people see themselves as victims, and only one group of people refuse to hold themselves accountable. Because at the end of the day, you would not want to say it because they will say you're racist. But not all, but most black people are very, very quick to violence. It's in their nature. That's why when Africans come to America, they literally tell us not to act like African Americans. Don't do
Damn, Thomas didn't do that.
It's a fact.
Nobody on the stage was a victim. No black person spoke on the stage claiming that they were a victim.
Living up to your bad repertoire, and you don't want to hold yourself accountable.
And you're running from your own country to come here, and the country that we built.
I'm going to hold my community accountable. I'm not going to let you spill this hate, and I'm not going to let you poison the
But you're avoiding the stats. I just asked you for stats, dude.
Racism is still alive.
I just asked you for stats, dude.
Being great.
And you don't understand.
In America, you can be great and you can be successful.
I literally have been asking for stats an hour ago in the chat and on the stage.
People. Stop trying to limit people's progression.
You see what he's doing right now? Okay, so with that out of the way, show me the stats. Show me the stats. Okay, great. I know you feel away about it, guys. I know you feel away about it, and this is why I was yelling at you, Brad. You didn't know about it. I only asked for stats.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I don't need to do a goddamn thing. I don't give a goddamn. I love the way that I got you in your fucking emotion right now.
Go to tuna, and apparently this is what we're going to have to. This is how we're going to solve it. You know what? I don't want to hear it anymore. Charlie Kirk gets killed. Next time, who's a big prominent? Dr. Umar. Where's Thomas? Dr. Umar. When he's shot through the neck and bleeding out there, I don't want to see protests. I don't want to see riots. I don't want to hear people. Because again, if we can't come together, if we can't take today at least one lesson from this and say, you know what? Hold on a moment. There's a whole lot of killings. Like, you guys don't even know about what's going on overseas. Do you know in Nepal, they burnt the fucking president's wife last night? Did you know that? There's a revolution going on in there. Jakarta, they're doing the same fucking thing. You should probably pay attention. Oh, France is having fucking a meltdown over the prime minister in the elections. You're aware of that, right? You guys know that shit's coming, right? England is on fire. Ireland's on fire. Scotland's on fire. Spain's on fire. Oh, you want to talk about the 22 countries in Africa that are basically on verge of killing each other? How about South America? We've got Marines sitting off of Venezuela. Venezuela's sitting there going, hey, we're going to launch fucking fishing boats at the United States Navy and have a war kickoff, which is I feel a particular type of way about that, but, you know, go ahead. You had Israel just shot Qatar, which basically that's going to be nothing. But you still have Iran doing their sable rattling. You have that going on. And now you have prominent speakers sitting there going, man, am I going to be next? Because they shot at Trump. They killed Charlie Kirk. They've shot at other people. Remember, there was a softball game. There was 2 senators up in Minnesota. Those were killed. So if you don't vote or if you don't speak the way I want to, are we just at that type of society? That's something you guys should really think about as you're giving out your stats.
No, but Brad, I honestly want to hold you accountable as well, because Brad, you said something that's very big. You said a young Ukrainian refugee was stabbed in the neck by a black man, and nobody wants to say that black man, while he was recorded saying, "I got that white bitch," and no white person is out there protesting none of this. You guys also need to start standing up and having some courage and fighting for yourselves, because if it was the other way around, man, we'll be having meetings already in Charlotte. So you guys really need to start having some cojones and stand up for yourself, because they did it in England here. They did a national British march and all of that. You guys also need to have a bit of bravery as well, because if they can do it, you can do it as well, because the man literally said, "I got that white bitch."
He said, "I got that white girl." He didn't call her.
Yeah, so I just want to go back to the question, Brad.
White girl, white bitch. That can show you that it was racially motivated. It was racially motivated. And that should be protested.
Here, I asked him 100 times to produce.
He wasn't done speaking. Shut up. He wasn't done speaking.
Shut up, bitch.
Shut up.
Don't call her a bitch.
He has no morals.
Watch him out, bro. Hey, that ain't ever gonna fly with me. Nah, man.
Yeah, watch him out.
You can say a lot of things to a lot of people. Call me that. You can call me a 12 off, or you could call me a cum stain for my dad. You can say all sorts of shit. But the one
Don't
person
say it
you
to
can't
her.
say, you can't say it to her, man. I don't give a fuck. You can say you disagree with her. You can get mad. You can say anything else, but you ain't gonna do that. No, you ain't coming up. You ain't doing shit. So let's move on. Next speaker.
You know, I was just in the other room, and I kind of found myself in a interesting, spot on this. Because of course it's sad the man died. He's got a family, wife, kids, all of that. So in that instance, you never want to see it. But then there was like this, I don't know if it was a quote of his or just like an interpretation, but something along the lines of, some people are going to end up dying for us to have our Second Amendment rights. So there's a weird level of irony that I think if you're staunchly for the guy, or just leave a sad thing, you may take that viewpoint of well, he did say it, so I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. You know what I mean? People may take that as you're saying you're glad that the man died. You know what I mean? I think that's hard for people who are very towards either end of the spectrum on this to understand that is a viewpoint. You know what I mean? I get it. He may have said some bad things about groups of people, including my group of people. But it's always sad when people die. You know, one of those staunch believers that people can always change until they die. No one has that chance. And I do think in some of his ideations kind of seemed extreme to me. And the last thing I personally feel this country needs is a martyr for extreme ideas.
Look, Urkel, I was in one of your rooms recently, and you had another speaker, and I'm not going to release that one. But he wasn't the extreme idea guy. He is not the Nick Fuentes. That people are trying to make him out.
Exactly. He's the most moderate.
Yeah, he's not Candace Owens, who is further than he is. In the conservative world, there are certain players, certain individuals who reach out and touch other people, not in that way, but they have conversations. Charlie Kirk, it's been said, I think Thomas said it and other people, he was milquetoast conservative. He was a conservative by Christian nature. He had conservative principles.
But if you asked him on economic policies, he got a little wonky on that. He wasn't as well versed on it, and it's all right. Economics is a huge problem. It's a huge discussion. Most of his was on social conservatism and his religious faith, and that's what he based his arguments on. But what he was able to do was put thousands of chapters across the country, build programs, education programs, help kids understand politics, provide fundraising, help promote for causes for children, fund games, fund the ability to have areas to go to. His program did a lot. Turning Point USA is a lot bigger than people think. And he wasn't even the most radical. Even the people that are the more radicals, the ones that you think are gone away, like the Milo Yiannopoulos, the Ali Alexanders, the Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, all these guys are still out there. And it was the Charlie Kirk that was able to kind of separate them and actually have a discussion on it. And like I heard in your room, person saying, "Oh, Charlie Kirk will not have any effect." It's having a major effect. It's having a major, even poll effect right now. You're seeing it, and it's having a cultural backlash in ways that I don't think people are really anticipating and realizing what could possibly go off and how it could be handled. Because you're seeing it online, and social media is banning it very fast. Go ahead.
I mean, but what could be fanned here?
Excuse me, can you? I'm sorry, Kirk. I'll let you go right after me, but I just want to make this point because I have to go shortly. The most important part about Charlie Kirk and how he's important to people that are not Republican or conservative or moderate or on the left or progressive is he gave them the opportunity to share their viewpoints to an audience that are completely opposite. He gave those students an opportunity to try to expand and try to give their perspective to people that did not agree with them. In turn with that, there are people that were on the right side of the aisle saying, okay, well, maybe that person has a point or not. Now, you tell me which conservative is going to go out there and actually allow that conversation to be had to the capacity that Charlie Kirk did. If anything, it muffled the voices of the left, of the young minds that wanted to ask questions, that felt so strong in their belief that they felt that they could talk to him about it. No one's going to do that now. That's what the left lost, unfortunately. And with that, that means everyone lost. Everyone lost the ability to hear both perspectives and share it together. That is the problem. And the fact that if you think that that only one side lost, you're part of the problem. Everyone lost.
KK, you're 100% right. Somebody said to me earlier today, if a day and a half after an assassination, you're trying the victim of the assassination for their murder, there's something pretty yucky about that. Putting him on trial a day and a half after he was killed. There's something particularly slimy.
Hey, Marcia, them same people did it.
No, excuse me.
Did it across the board. I mean,
No, yeah.
They did.
Yeah. You mute up, and because Kirko was next, and I made it very clear.
I'm trying to be fast.
If I could finish this one thing. Akiva, just because one side decided to jump off the bridge doesn't mean the other side decided to jump off the bridge. In fixing the problem we're in, each side is going to have to swallow shit because that's how you get to a place where you can agree. They're going to have to give shit up, and it's going to be policy, and it's going to be points of pride. And if we really want to change things, we really want to live in a better country, then we need to see the gray more than ever right now. Because when we go into our corners, we harden ourselves and go down the path where violence is inevitable. I'll give one example, and then I will throw the mic to Kirko. After Sherman did his burning of the South, if there was large-scale political violence in America, for example, it took 100 years for the South to get back to pre-Civil War industrial parity. Imagine that. Not Bessemer presses, not fantastic ideas, technology from the 1840s and 50s. The political violence that could ensue if we don't calm the country down is one that we don't understand. The deaths would be immense. The destruction would be unfathomable because we haven't gone through this since a Civil War. A Civil War was the last time America learned what it meant for word divides to lead into violent divides. And we owe it to our country, if we believe this is the place we want to live in, to swallow some of our pride, make those connections, say, well, Charlie Kirk didn't necessarily say all the stuff I liked, but the dude doesn't deserve to be shot down in the street like a dog, in the same way that Minnesota Speaker of the House didn't deserve to be shot by a dog. The only hope we have is clinging to good behavior and good governance. The more each side makes excuses for the other side to misbehave, the worse it'll get, and the only thing that'll come from it will be the eventual dissolution of our country into some form of autocratic or dictatorial reign.
So, I don't really understand the scare for kind of like political conflict or like actual like violence, because like at least in this situation, because the shooter was a conservative. So like, and this it could be my ignorance.
We don't know that. The AP and Reuters articles I've read haven't said anything about his political affiliation.
Yeah.
The only thing that
Marshall, his political affiliation appears to be independent or on.
That's what I thought when I read.
Yeah, at least he's
maybe I read something different. Yeah, and also to add to that, guys, I don't know if you guys saw that they're also pulling up his Discord messages. A lot of people are requesting the release of the full information. He was allegedly part of Antifa Discords and Reddits as well. So we don't really know as much as we would like to yet. There's still more information to be released.
Hey, can I ask a question?
That was the point I was trying to make. There was a lot.
Okay, I feel you. Can I ask a question? But can you guys hear me?
I'll finish later.
We're gonna go to Kirko and let him finish.
No, it's okay. Just put me in the queue.
Yeah, you're after Kirko. It'll be fine.
So I guess that's my bad, because I think I was at work when I saw an article that stated that, but then again, it was like the time between when this all occurred and now, like who knows, like what's really what until the end of the day. I do think it's sad, right? Part of me is like not really understanding why. I guess some of you may think like essentially like the ability to have your own beliefs is a challenge here, because I feel like if anything, you would think that like other platforms that have these very strong opinions on topics would then just do what they do more. Because like if you're thinking that it's gonna go away, that's the thing that makes people want to do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who Nick Fuentes is. I'm not a very politically inclined person. I just like look at science and shit all day. But like, I guess from a humanistic standpoint, I don't really get how you guys are kind of like so in a tizzy. I get it. It's sad that the guy died. Like, I wish he didn't. Like, I don't agree with things he believed in, but as I stated earlier, I feel like people can change. If you don't get the ability to change before you leave this earth, then you're stuck. Your legacy is stuck with the things that you said or your beliefs. You know what I mean? And my personal fear is that like some of those beliefs were very negative towards other people. Like I think he said something along the lines of like black women aren't smart enough to like be listened to. So I'm not quoting verbatim because I can't remember verbatim. It was something that was just super negative about black women. If other people had those same beliefs, now that he's gone, like that just elevates the sentiment in the minds of people. So it's like the extreme ideas is what I'm scared of being like propagated.
Can I try and chime in just for a moment? And again,
I was going to speak.
Fine.
Like it dispersed them like bits and.
It's on me now? Yeah, it was Poetic Bravo now. Yeah.
Somebody's hot micing.
I really only had two quick questions. I don't know the temperature of the room, but I think I do. Yeah, somebody's on hot mic. I think it's sick. Question real quick. All right, so for like, I'm not black, but I used to be. Right? I used to be black, but I'm not anymore. But for those black people that say, hey, this is a fight between the whites, let's just mind our business. I'm wondering, what do you guys think about that?
I'm sorry.
And then,
what does used to be black mean?
Well, I used to be considered black, but no longer. And then the other question is, okay, so this guy, you know, like what Kirkwood just said, he said something about like black women's intelligence and stuff. I listened to some of the stuff he said because I wasn't that familiar with him. But some of the stuff I can see how, you know, he's trying to make a point. But I mean, I disagree with his points, but I can see he's trying to make a point. So the only thing I was wondering, I seen a video where he literally just called the Chinese person, or I don't even know if it was Chinese, Asian person, a chink. He just got mad, upset, and called the guy a chink. Now that's racist.
Wait a minute. Can we just to put Brad's already said this. Brad's already brought this up.
See, I just came in. I don't know. I just came in the room.
I know, that's why I'm just bringing it up. I believe the person that he was referring to, his name was Chink. From when I'm gathering.
No, the guy's name wasn't Chink. I watched the video. He didn't know the guy. He kind of got into it with him in the debate, and then he jumped up and just started screaming, you know, you Chink, and like he didn't say like Chink, like that's his name. He called him. He said, "You Chink." He's like, I'm sacrificing, doing all of this. Like it was pretty testy. And here's the thing. I don't think anything is wrong with racism. I'm a racist. There's nothing wrong with racism as long as it's not harming anyone.
He was talking to Chink Uger, and he was calling his name Chink. His name is Chink Uger.
Yeah, I don't think the guy's name is
Chink Uger. He's the host of the
if that's true,
that's his name, Chink Uger.
He's okay, like
guy.
Yeah, all right. So
they know
that's
each other,
true.
And Chink was heckling him, and so he stood up and he said, "I know you, Chink." And so they know each other, and they're political rivals. But his name is Chink, and he's not even Asian. He's Turkish.
It's spelled C-E-N. It's spelled C-E-N-K.
Right, but in Turkish it's pronounced Chink.
Oh, all right. See, now
things are easily
yeah, and I'm glad that was cleared up because I didn't know that the guy's name was Chink, right? Like that's
Chink. But some people.
That's the same thing. I just said that.
No, Chink, not Chink. Slight, whatever. It's close enough.
Oh,
the point is
different.
It's Chank with an E, like Chank, not Chink. But the point is people heard him and people heard Chink.
Yeah, and people thought, because when I'm looking at it, like there was like subtitles at the bottom and it said Chink.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can see how that works. All right, but whether or not, like, okay, so if you guys can, if anyone can address the first question about him. Wait, what the fuck was my first question? Because I just got, we just went down a whole road and I just got off track.
He was raised as.
Oh yeah, no. The first question was about like, you know, black people in the black community saying, hey, this is a fight between the whites. Leave us out of it. How do you guys feel about that?
You want us to say it's a fight amongst the white people?
No, I'm not saying you say that. I'm saying like for the black community that does say that. What do you think?
I will say this to all people of all races and all cultures. This is not about race. This has nothing to do with race. You want to make it about race, I plead with you. You will not like the outcomes of this. You will not like the results. You may think you're all big and bad and tough. You may scream and cry the loudest. But you will not.
You ever seen Montgomery, Alabama videos? Like,
That didn't go well for the white.
Yeah. What the fuck does my
Hold on, Marshall. Hold on.
Well, he's the one that brought up, hey, you guys want to fight?
You guys suit up on.
You ain't got no wins.
Hey,
no one said.
Jesus Christ. Decorum, man. Like literally learn. You don't want this. There are more white people. There are more powers. There are more people that'll sit there. You already have a problem in communities with black fatigue. That is a real fucking thing that is sweeping across. And it's not just white people. It's Hispanic and it's Asians. You have a melting pot of people that are already fed up with a lot of the narratives and the BS. If you want to push that trope and make this all about race and own it, then that onus is going to be on you. And the ramifications from that, you're going to scream, we didn't ask for this. There are millions, and I wouldn't want that. This is about ideological differences. This is about the fact that a man was speaking, and regardless of whether or not you agreed with him, whether or not you didn't, he offered you a microphone and an opportunity to debate him. Whether he was wrong, right, or indifferent, whether you liked his viewpoint or not, he didn't say go kill somebody. He didn't preach harm. He didn't ask people to commit violence. He said there was something wrong, and he was diagnosing it, and people felt a certain type of way when he brought up topics because we're supposed to have codes in America, apparently. And guess what? Somebody shot him for that. But if you want that race thing, I'm going to warn you, it's probably not going to go the way you want it to.
All right, okay, is anyone going to speak to the question? Because he's talking about something I'm not even talking about.
I'll say this. I don't think most people care, bro. That's the thing. I don't think people care about black people saying that's white folks' business. I don't think most people care. I don't think they really do, to answer your question.
And honestly, for those in the chat that you said that no, we ain't scared. You are fucking scared because you know what? Every day on this app, every day on social media, what is the first thing? Pay us our reparations. Pay me this. Oh, the white man's oppressing me. The white man does this. I hear it. Everybody's heard it. For 5 years on this app, I've heard it. Everything about the white man keeps you down. Everything about this. The white man blocks this. I can't get wealth. I can't do this. I've heard it. Every single person that's on this stage has heard it for fucking years. You see it on social media. Like, literally, you think all of a sudden you're all this and a bag of chips. Like, fuck no, you're really not. You're bitching about the laws, the systemic racism, the white superiority. If you are already saying that exists, you are too weak to actually stand up to anybody else. You have that in your past.
Why are they threatening to do it? That's fucked up because I agree with this guy. I actually agree.
Hold on. To this point, as a black man, I've heard this argument before, which is why I agree with Brad. Don't do it because again, the white community bands together, they'll turn us into glass in 24 hours. And all we'll hear is screaming and gnashing his teeth. The niggas in the comments, well, we about that. We wasn't. Yeah.
Quick question, Thomas. What kind of black are you? Like, are you a immigrant black or which one are you?
I'm not going to get that. What that means is the reality is, and I'll land here. The reality is that blacks do not own or manufacture their own weapons, tanks, planes, or don't have in the military. Okay?
But they can whip ass, though. That's a fact.
You're right. Yeah, we can scrap in the streets, absolutely. But I'll land there.
Why are they threatening people?
Yeah, people shouldn't. Again, someone keeps bringing up why are they threatening? Yeah, people who threaten HBCUs are fucked. Fuck them. They suck, right? Like, no one's trying to defend that. The point is that you should not. If people disagree with HBCUs, I don't even disagree with the concept of it. But if there are people who disagree with it, they should have a debate about it. They shouldn't make threats. Right? You see how fucking lame it is?
This is a white on white crime.
I think we were just talking about Charlie Kirk.
We were, and I want to go back to it.
I don't understand why this is turning into a race thing.
It shouldn't be.
Didn't Charlie Kirk speak about race?
You did speak about race, and actually, and then you brought up this how do black people about, and I was going to try and respond to the last speaker.
I will let y'all, let's do just to Lilith's point and Paul, because Paul and them are talking over each other. Lilith, the reason that Paul's bringing that up is because there have been bomb threats and other things called into HBCUs. That's why they're saying, because of the situation happening with Charlie Kirk, they're saying that people are basically kind of losing it and willing to, because again, people, I don't understand, I mean, I do understand, but I don't like to believe or like to kind of entertain the aspects of people seeing what took place at Charlie Kirk and wanting to go out and do more damage. But what's white women out there sitting back and dragging Charlie Kirk on their social media platforms, okay?
Dude,
But
I understand what you're saying.
The white women are the worst.
Look at the Black Lives Matter movement. That whole movement was a fucking sham. That whole movement was funded by Soros and paying black people to go and protest and to go and riot and to do stupid shit that made them look really bad when there is a lot of intelligent black people out here in the United States. So the thing is,
Charlie Kirk's death, though. We talking about Charlie Kirk, and black people's name is still in your mouth. That's the whole problem here. The problem is when it's a white person killing a white person, it's ideology, right? But then everyone is quick to bring up black on black crime, then it's race. In this issue right now, you had a white person who supports a trans movement that killed Charlie Kirk. Keep black people's name out your mouth. Every 5 seconds, people hearing about black people. Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by a trans person. Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by a black person. Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by Black Lives Matter. So let's stick to why white people. Wait a minute, Lilith. Let's stick to why white people are going to people's houses or going to events, killing politicians on both sides, whether it's a Democrat, whether it's a Republican. There's an issue here. So let's stop bringing up black people and stick to the issue.
I don't think any of the white people brought up. I don't think any of the white people here brought up black people. I think it was the black people that are talking about it and making it a black discussion and a black topic. Black people had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, well, I think to Paul's point. Yes, I'll let you respond to that. The thing is about, to Paul's point, the reason why people keep bringing up black folks is, again, black folks like to insert themselves in this. And I'm not going to act like they have not. They have. Black people have made rooms. Black people have got on the social media. And black people have made it their business to sit back and comment on what happens to a white guy that got children. So if black people want to collectively say, this is not a fight, this is white folks' business, stay the fuck out of their business set. Don't sit back here and get upset when white people start getting upset that black people see black folks going and trying to sit back and give 2 cents about he was racist, he deserved this shit, we're going to dance on his grave, he burning. That is, again, like I said, it's not just black folks, but black folks inserted themselves into as well. Let's just be honest.
But hold on, at the same time, like, how can you expect? He made his whole platform on demonizing like black people, so why wouldn't black people?
Wait a minute. As somebody who actually met him back when I was in college, when he invited all the student government presidents out to DC to meet Congress members and also join Turning Point USA, he did in fact make his platform. I'm saying someone who actually knows the guy, who actually smoked a cigar with him, had drinks with him. Outside of politics, he's a really cool guy. I cannot lie to you. But he did make his platform on hating marginalized groups and supporting gun violence. Well, not supporting gun violence. I say supporting Second Amendment rights.
Okay,
and I'm being
you think that his platform was we should hate on minorities? That was his platform, that he would come out and say, you know what's a good idea? We should hate on minorities.
You don't understand that. We all know Charlie Kirk.
No, this goes back to the first thing that someone else said. Nobody here actually quotes him or anything. They just sort of describe him.
I can quote several things that he's saying.
So can I, and nobody ever wants to.
People going off at the same time. I don't know what this is. Like I hear Dewey. Go ahead. Like I heard Jay. I heard Marshall somewhere. I heard Thomas. So like, can we just have like a regular conversation? Like Jay, I don't think this entire platform was built on fucking race. Like it was all about cultural conservatism. So like that part I'll push back on, and I'll allow others to do that. But I don't think his sole propaganda was just targeting black people. And again, that's a little weird. Oh, okay.
He supported a bunch of other things. One of the things that he did was talk about priming black people, which I didn't disagree with. But when people say it was mainly built off the back of despising black people, that's just not truthful for what he said at college campuses.
Why don't you guys talk about Candace Owens?
I'm not done. You don't have to like the guy. You don't have to appreciate him. But I'm going to say something. Nobody, regardless of party,
regardless of what they say, no matter how incendiary, no matter how inflammatory, no matter how hateful, deserves to be shot down like a dog in the street. If it can happen to him, I'm not done. If it can happen to
all happy that Charlie
I'm not done, and you can hear me talking. If it can happen to him, and it can happen to those Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota, then it can happen to other people. It's wrong because it's wrong. Trying to equivocate, say somehow his view by the populace in the United States in a court of public opinion makes him therefore guilty. There is something slimy and disgusting about trying a man for his own murder a day and a half after it happened. It's low class, it's slimy, and when white people do it, it's bad, and when people that don't look like white people do it, it's bad. It's just bad in general. And we're not going to get anything out of it.
Hey, man, this nigga,
Marshall, I would definitely agree with Marshall on that. On either way, on either side is bad. I just wish that our president of what is supposed to be the United States of America will also have the same sentiment as Marshall had. Because when the Minnesota government officials was shot with her husband and both of them were killed, our president did not even attend the funeral. He didn't even send a motherfucking letter. Also, with that being said, when he was asked if he was going to go visit the governor of that state, he said, why the fuck waste time? I mean, he said the fuck, but he was like, why waste time? He's a wacko. So with that being said, at this point in time, we need the president of the United States of America. We don't need a president of the conservative party, right? Because that's what we're getting right now. Even though it's been proven that now apparently they have the killer. The killer is not a Democrat, but we have a president that is spewing decisive and harmful rhetoric solely to a certain demographic of people who happen to be Democrats. So with that being said, I definitely agree with Marshall. I just wish that our president had the same sentiment.
Bro, this is why people can't take you guys seriously. You guys are the biggest fucking hypocrites.
Wait, was that directed to me? Was that directed to me?
I'm talking.
Was that directed to me though?
Well, if you shut the fuck up and listen, you'll figure it out.
Absolutely, I would love to that. Love that.
Fuck faggot. All right, so.
Oh, so now I'm a bad guy. Oh, okay.
You done, ma'am?
I can continue if you want me to.
I think the faggot thing was unnecessary, dude.
Right, exactly. Right.
So
That's what they do. That's what they do. They don't have anything else to say to insults. That's what they do. That's what they do.
All right, so again, I was talking. You decided to come off your mic and disrespect first.
I did not disrespect you. I just said what they do.
Okay, well,
shut up.
Said you can't.
Big dog.
Just drop it down. So that's why you got called a name. You showed the disrespect first. And just like, I mean, this is your guys' mentality. You guys start shit first, and then you guys cry like bitches when people respond back based on your bullshit. This is it. Exact. Jay, mute up. This is it. Mute up. Thank you. So again, where is your proof that President Trump said hell nah, or whatever he said that he wasn't going to show up, that he actually did? Because we just had a gentleman up here said he was Charlie Kirk on someone a cheek, didn't realize the man's name was Chen. So this is just proof, a prime example of how you guys get things misconstrued, and you guys spin these narratives, and they end up becoming dangerous because you guys suck.
So, Donald Trump was asked by a reporter if he was going to speak, and I will find the link and I will put it in the chat in regards to the actual video footage of him saying that he was not going to speak with the governor of that state. He said, literally, quote unquote, why waste time?
It's in the chat.
That's what he stated.
That's what he stated. All right, thank you.
That's what he stated. Thank you. Whoever put the link in the chat, thank you so much. Because usually we have people like him that love to run that motherfucker mouth without doing their research first.
Jesus Christ, hold on. So first off, Donald Trump had
cited. He went on TV. This is part of like what I hate too. And Coco, you should know better than this. You do know better than this. His first statement was that political violence and violence of any kind attributed in this way to any people will not be tolerated in the United States of America. People should not be living this way. However, you are correct when it was asked if he would reach out to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Trump dismissed the idea and said, Walz is kind of whacked out, and anything I do or say, in his words, it would be a waste of time for me to really speak with him. It received backlash. But the issue isn't the fact that he had to call Walz. Walz had nothing to do with the senators. And in fact, it wasn't a Republican that went through and did all that shit. Especially if you start looking at the evidence in the car and all that stuff, you're kind of like, this is a deranged appointee that was promoted up, which, again, like, everybody wants mental health checks on guns, but they didn't want mental health in our fucking politics. But this guy managed to get in there, had no King's protest papers all over his shit, hated Donald Trump and all this stuff, and killed these two individuals for what? Voting against the way he didn't like. So this was angered across the spaces. The problem is that a lot of people on the left at the time of this came out and said it's the Republicans' fault. Now, I remember having these discussions and saying it's because of you Republican tards and all this, you Trump, you maggots, and all of this stuff. It was not that. I don't hold any of that shit. I think it's despicable that those two couldn't vote in representative of their delegates and how they felt was the best way to represent their delegation. And they got killed for it by some fucking piece of shit. I also think Charlie Kirk getting shot by this piece of shit is still, that guy's a piece of shit. These things can both be true. Should Trump have called Walz? Maybe. I don't know. Walz said a lot of fucking heinous shit about Trump, and Trump, for all facts and figures, he's kind of petty about that shit. He holds a grudge a little bit. So him not calling Walz over this particular issue, yeah, I can see him not doing it. I can see him dismissing, especially after Walz, just up until the week before, was at a campaign rally saying that Donald Trump was a dictator-in-chief, a fascist, and was bringing an end to democracy and calling him all sorts of evil things. So, yes, Governor Walz, these two just don't like each other, and Donald Trump did comment on that shooting. And that...
We're not gone.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, again, this is a lie. Hold on, be quiet for a second. So this is a link I just read. See, this is, yo, shut up, bitch. Fucking whore, crackhead whore, get the fuck out of here. Bye. Get your bitch, don't make a fucking sandwich. All right, so back to the conversation. So I just read the link based on the accusation. Listen to how this man tried to paint President Trump, how divisive he was to tell this lie about President Trump not getting in contact with Tim Walz. If you actually read this fucking article, Trump actually made a fucking statement. And he said here, it even says it in the fucking article, that President Trump said clearly on this situation, violence will not be tolerated. His only issue is he didn't want to contact Walz. You made it seem like just because they were Democrats and they were gunned down in their home and violently fucking murdered over politics, that he had no fucking sympathy or empathy for this family, and pretty much trying to make it out and infer that Trump shitted on this family by disrespecting this family. Absolutely did not. And this is an article that was shared in the fucking link. So again, these are the lies you guys fucking tell, and these are the lies that you guys fucking make up, and this is what's causing the dangerous division in the fucking. So I'll find the actual link that actually has the video, not words or an article. I'm going to find the actual
just backed up
video
the article.
of him saying everything that he said.
Now you want to back
Hello, you don't know. Oh my. Okay, so my point was when it came to the funeral. That was my point. I hate the fact that now we're focusing on the Walz situation because I did bring that up. But my point in bringing anything up was the funeral that Trump did not attend. Trump did not attend the funeral of the Minnesota governor official and her husband that was shot and killed by a MAGA supporter because it was found out that the supporter did vote for Trump. It was found out that he did. So when I make that statement and everything that Trump is talking about now in regards of Charlie Kirk and him being oh my goodness, he was a saint, and oh my goodness, he touched the hand of God,
and all of that. We need to order. I'm ordering all the flags to be flown, half a mask, because this innocent God-given person was shot. None of that was done when an actual government official was shot and killed. None of that was done.
What about when George Floyd was, when that fucking monkey George Floyd was
I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm going to land here.
Please,
My point is, when an actual government official that was on the opposing side was shot and killed by a person who voted for Trump, he didn't even go to the funeral. He didn't send no roses. He didn't send a letter. He didn't really do anything. He probably didn't even live. Why are you talking? I'm trying to hurry up the land, but you people keep interrupting me. Why are you talking? 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 Hello? I'm trying to hurry up the land, but your bitch ass keep talking.
Stop being.
Let me hurry up the land, and then you can say whatever you want to say. I was literally almost done until you got off mute.
Go. This is the fucking problem. You turn obnoxious.
Why can't he
gotta fucking calm down.
Hey, Lilith, hold on.
He's been talking forever.
Ricky Joe, stop. Like, just let him finish, and then I'll let whoever goes afterwards.
The problem is he doesn't finish, Brad. Like, he just keeps talking.
Hey, stop. Hey, I don't need your help. I got this. I know how to mount a room. I've been doing it for a while. I'm an old man. I got this shit. I'll let Coco go. I know Coco. He goes on a little bit. He's wrong. He has points that his own opinions. He's allowed to do that. That's what political compass is. And it was between Sig and him. And Sig will check him if he wants to. Sig will back his points up. Sig's a big fucking guy. I mean, he's shorter than me, and he's only a Marine. So, I mean, he's half a man to compare to a sailor. But still, he can fucking hold his own. I'm pretty sure Coco and him can sort it out. Doesn't need a cheerleading section. Let the two grown men fucking duke it out. I'm okay with it. I'm going to bring Coco up. Let him land his fucking point. Say, go ahead and do your thing with him. Yeah. And then we'll move on to whoever else afterwards. It's okay.
Yeah, everybody shut up. Let the man fucking say his piece. Coco, you up on stage?
Can you invite him up because I'm out of invites or something like that?
Fine. Okay, there he is.
And Coco, sorry to move you down. I don't know how to mute all. KK usually handles that for me, and she wasn't in the room, so I just moved down the loudest people right away. And usually I try to gain control of the room that way, so I apologize. But please, land your plane, and then Sig's going to rebut that.
I'm going to rebut, and then we can move on. Let other people talk. Go ahead, Coco. You got.
Okay, the only reason I brought up my point was because something that Marshall said. I agree with Marshall's sentiment in regards of it should not be happening on either side. And so I was like, well, I wish our president did that. I wish our president would do the same thing that he's doing now, but he didn't do the same thing when an actual government official was shot and her husband was shot and killed. He didn't go to the funeral. He didn't send a letter. He didn't do anything. And so that's the only reason why I even stated what I stated was because I was agreeing with Marshall and hoping that, hey, I wish our president would do the same thing. That to just simply say on, everything that he's saying now in regards of Charlie Kirk, where the flags need to be flown half-mast and all of those things. And that was not done for the Minnesota state government officials that were shot and killed. I went in there. Thank you.
All right, so just a really quick response. Let's move the fuck on so other people can talk. Again, you're changing your sentiment now. The sentiment that you originally started off with was to paint Donald Trump, President Trump, as this heartless monster that when Republicans get killed or people on his team get killed, it's a big deal. But when people on the opposing team get killed and violently murdered, and again, I condemn all violence, all political violence on anybody, any fucking body. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, your center, your left, right, I don't care. Violence, there's absolutely no tolerance for fucking violence, political violence. But the way that you painted your original narrative, and I see that you're backtracking now, Coco, is that you tried to paint President Trump into this picture, and then when an article link was dropped, you backed that link up, and I'm looking at that exact fucking link. It says President Trump made a statement on that issue. So he released an official statement on that issue, quote, saying, horrific violence will not be tolerated. Now, whether that man wants to go to someone's funeral or not, that's his fucking choice. Whether he wants to call Tim Walsh or not, that's his fucking choice. But he did release an official statement and condemn the violence on those senators.
So wait, did you say he did condemn it?
The article, I'll read it to you, quote. This article, Yahoo News article that was linked up, it says, quote, right here, the president released a statement on Saturday that said horrific violence will not be tolerated, end quote. But he has kept taking jabs at Waltz. So he has a problem with Waltz. Would you expect him to call Waltz if he's got a problem? And Waltz has nothing to do with it. He can still release a statement. He can still get in touch with the family. He can still pay his condolences without getting Governor Waltz involved.
Right, and I think you missed what I'm saying here, but okay, we could really just move on. I'm just going to find the link that I was talking about, and I'm going to put it in the chat. Thank you so much.
Isn't it open floor now? Can I go?
Yes.
Why Trump might have not have been present or as available during the period of time when that happened in Minnesota. It was the Army's 250th anniversary, and also including his 79th birthday. It was quite a big event, and it was well planned in advance. So if people are wondering why Trump wasn't necessarily available or present during that period of time, there was a lot going on. If you don't believe me, go do your own research, chat GPT it all you want, and go, why wasn't Trump available to necessarily be as available as he could be in other situations? There's some pretty damning information of why. And I'm sorry, but the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army was a pretty important event, including his birthday. It's his birthday, but the first thing listed is actually the anniversary of the 250th U.S. Army's birthday. So I'm just going to put that in there.
I put the link in the chat of the actual video that I'm talking about.
But this is here's the thing though, Coca, even before that, and this is why it's hard when you're wanting to have a mutual debate with someone, you want to have disagreement with someone, and you come off, as dishonest, right? When you first said that this was a Republican who did the shooting to Charlie Kirk, and then you kind of pivoted to this other topic, that's not true either. We have literally videos of him.
Wait, did he go out?
No. I booted him from the room. That was Keegan.
They shot him.
You're not gonna lie on me. You're not gonna lie on me that you can come into our spaces and then continue on like nothing ever fucking happened. So I'm gonna go back and start cleaning my nails again. But yeah, I removed him.
Wait for a second. There you woman. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I put the link in the chat of the video that I'm referring to for better context of what I'm talking about. And to be quite honest with you, I had brought the same topic up in another room to where former President Biden went to the funeral. Of course, he kneeled down at the coffin or whatever have you. Now, I would think that the current president of the United States of America would be a governor. This isn't like an influencer. This isn't like a podcaster. This isn't just a regular person. This is an actual government official, a senator that was shot and killed by someone who by a MAGA. So he was a MAGA supporter. He did vote for Trump. I'm not trying to put any light on a Republican as any bad light, but the person who shot them motherfuckers was a MAGA supporter. That's what he was. I'm not trying to shine a bad light on MAGA, but I'm just stating the fact that he was a MAGA supporter and he shot and killed their ass. So with that being said, that's why I brought up, I was like, well, things that Donald Trump is doing for an influencer today, who he favored, was not the same thing that he basically, he should have done the same thing for actual government officials when they were gunned down.
Thank you so much. Coco. Let me say this. First of all, just because you had my bad. I thought it was my bad. I'm not going to say this for purpose. Just because someone voted for somebody at a certain point does not mean they always will agree with that ideology. I used to be a Democrat. I voted for Barack Obama the first time I changed my sentiment. Right? Though, again, Just because I wasn't saying it to highlight the issue. Go ahead, bro.
So I don't know how many political debates you've been in, or if you've just been in Democratic ones in the past.
By extremists on the right. So I don't want to hear somebody say, you see, this is woke liberalism or whatever, or this is a result of the fascist commentary on the other side. They reap what they sow. I will not allow for that today. So there's my admonishment.